case it gets windy tonight.
Zingers.
Those are wild. I've never even seen those.
I love these things.
His field goal looks like a wiener just because of the age.
Day 3 of Scrape Week officially. The boys were ripping some shots in here. It's been a rainy day again. Kansas is rainy this year. Last year we were in the Sahara Desert. This year we're in the Amazon rainforest. We'll take whatever they want to throw at us. When it gets hard, we get better. And we're going to go kill a soupy buck tonight. We're switching it up. I'm going with Uncle Jay. Dean's going solo. 2 different spots that we have not been to yet this year. But the spot that Uncle Jay and I are going, I've seen a couple giants in, so that's a plus. Either way, we're going to go strapped to a tree and hopefully stay drier than we deserve. Peace out, Parker. Alright. The trek begins. And it is definitely raining. We're going all the way into the back corner of this field. Last year, I was sitting on this field and I saw 2 freaking giants. And the one couldn't even film, but he was coming, and a chainsaw fired up on the road. I have no idea why, but that was the unfortunate part of my hunt. But we're going back in here, and the last time I was in here I saw those 2 bucks. There's a couple good deer that are using the back corner of this field, which is hammered with scrapes because there's so many deer back here. They're trying to communicate and do their thing, and it's mid-November or mid-October at this point, October 25th. It's full on scrape week right now, so we're hoping that the does come in and the bucks want to come in because of the does. That's what we're hoping. There's been daylight activity for bucks back on this field 2 days in a row, and we're hoping that today, the 3rd time, is in fact the charm. Day 3 for us, and this will be my 3rd location called Skip's Corner. Not sure why, but it is set up on the corner of a kind of cornfield, intersecting properties, and there's been a couple good bucks and a really nice 8-pointer on it in daylight, just before dark. So I don't know why. I feel like it's a matter of time. I felt like it was going to happen last night. Saw a ton of deer. I just didn't really see. I saw one little scrappy buck. This rain has been persistent all day, so I'm hopeful that the weatherman's right. So, you know how that goes. But it is supposed to break up. It's just a matter of when. This evening. I drew the cameraman again. I've been solo the last couple sits. I love hunting with my buddy Davey. We always get a laugh in or two. And it ought to be a good night. So keep an eye out for you, Uncle Jay. See if we can't get her done tonight in Kansas. Alright. Getting ready to climb in. Ghost Man said, make sure you wear your harness in this one. It's a safety mechanism. For safety measures. I'm 5'10" on a good day. This one is 6'3". We're good. I still got it. Tonight it's a cut cornfield. This is our third evening in Kansas. And they stuck me at Skip's Corner. I want to rename it Uncle Jay's Corner, because I'm going to leave my Kansas mark tonight if I get the chance. Sweet little setup. This stand is literally barely off the ground. You can grab the platform standing underneath it. It's almost kind of comical hooking my bow onto it. I didn't really have to hoist it up. Nonetheless, the deer have been piling out here pretty much every night since we've got here. And there's a couple of really nice bucks, really stubby 8-pointer that has been on daylight both nights. And we've actually argued with ourselves why somebody's not here. Well, guess what? Somebody's here tonight. I'm looking forward to it. The rain is subsiding. We got a little breeze to keep us hopefully protected from visibility and high pressure system. And these bucks are thinking about one thing right now. One thing. And so they got to get up on their feet, do a little shaking, get the water off their backs, and then they're going to be noses to the ground. Let's go. Alright, y'all, just got set up. Took me a second. It's pouring. Well, no, it's coming down. Pretty windy. And I am up pretty high in here. Got some foliage around me, so I can't see a ton. And if a deer or a buck slips out of this like 5-acre chunk of timber, which I'm expecting him to, he might be on top of me in a hurry. So if I don't get a lot of B-roll self-filming up here, I apologize to my viewers, to our viewers. I'm hoping I can maybe catch a glimpse of them coming across this cut bean field. I'm sitting on a massive cut bean field, massive. And there's a given scrape week. I've got literally a scrape at 10 yards, 12 yards, about 30, and another prelim scrape over there at about 27. I'm covered up in scrapes right here. But yeah, if he comes in, especially if it's late in the evening, it might be a quick happen. Little change of scenery tonight. Hunted the same spot twice in the last 2 nights, and just letting it have a break for tonight. That buck that we've been after has not been in there, so giving it a break for tonight, changing spots. Feel really good about this spot and this weather coming in. There were deer up and moving last night, just the big bucks were not. But like we said, every day is scrape week. Gets closer and closer to November, end of October here, and these bucks get more and more ornery and want to get up. So that's what we're hoping for tonight.
She's looking back at something.
Mm-hmm.
tell you what.
That was nuts.
That was nuts. We got in, it was half decent. I don't know if it was decent when you got in, but when we got in, it was like, okay.
It was like ish when I pulled in, and I'm like, yeah, it wasn't. It was
Were you about to turn around?
Oh, I was sitting there for a second, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? I looked at the radar, and I looked at the clouds. I'm like, there's no end in sight. I'm like, you just gotta go do it. Being able to do that.
Is your name Georgie? Georgie Porgy. Is your name George? And do you like Dickel?
Out of the kitchen. You're in the runway.
You're in the runway, boys. And your dad is not happy. Egg, parsley, parmesan, salt, pepper, soakage in the breading, in the final tray. Bing, bang, boom. 1, 2, 3. And Georgie says hello. Did you hit it?
No, he should have. It was right on my plate.
We're frying.
It was the pitch that everybody would have wanted.
We got tasters.
Fastball, right? That was a fight.
We got salad.
Go! Foul tip.
Oh my god!
Get over there, you fat little bacon.
Looking at him back.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Vegas wins a lot. Because idiots like me. We're back.
I mean, that's so good. That's so good.
Hey, here we go.
That's why you sit in a tree and you get wet right there. That's why you do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the 4th day of scrape week, and I think this lens needs a little wipey. 4th day of scrape week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday was a little, call it demoralizing as a hunter. Not only, you come to Kansas and your expectations are set high because of the clout that Kansas has as a whitetail paradise. So not only do you have that, and we didn't see a whole ton of deer, but the weather and the rain beat us down yesterday. But when you get your ass kicked, sometimes it's tough to get back up and get moving. That's not necessarily one of our weak points. I feel like when things get hard, we get better. We always say that. And so you get back on the saddle, you dust yourself off a little bit, you get back on the saddle, and you get back in and you go. New day, new chapter, same book. Scrape week continues, and we are looking to fill our first ever Kansas tag. Day 4, we're about halfway through the trip. It flies by. We've had a lot of this weather crap coming through, and it's kind of been low pressure, and it's subdued some of these big bucks, but we are grinding away, and we're gonna be in there when they decide to move. That is our plan. Dave's with me today. We're going back to I'm gonna call it our home spot, our go-to spot where it kind of all started for us here in Kansas. And we won't be hunting this spot next year, so it sure be nice to seal the deal on this spot, at least I or Uncle Jay. But we got some good bucks in here. Like I said, we just gotta be in the woods and be near some doe and be ready for when it pops off, because it looks like maybe in a couple days we'll get another chance of rain, but at least for today and tomorrow it looks like the rain's about done, thankfully. Yesterday was an insane afternoon sit, windy and just pouring rain, so it's gonna feel good to let the woods wake up this morning. Maybe a little misty rain we'll get, but it's going to be pretty much cleared out. So it should be an awesome morning, overcast. You never know. You never know in Kansas, but I haven't been able to get in for a couple mornings just because of the weather. So it'll be nice to get in before daylight and see what happens this morning. Let's go. Halfway through the trip, the grind continues. As Dave says, you gotta dig deep in your plums.
Dude. My adrenaline is spiking right now. It's just busted daylight. Kansas day 4. I'm in a stand called Cornrows, looking for a buck named Cornrows. It's just busted daylight, and this spot is sick. There's a pond behind me, and there's a pinch point that I can tell right here between 2 bedding areas and a travel corridor. We got in here without bumping anything. To the best of my knowledge, nothing blue, nothing spook. This feels like Kansas. This feels good. It's October. All right, well, we're getting late into the, I wouldn't say late, mid-morning here. Haven't seen a deer in a little bit. I'm trying to come up with a plan for this afternoon. Thinking we might take a couple XOPs onto a new farm that's got basically a little travel timber bottom that runs through the middle of it, and trying to get on a travel area with some scrapes, because I don't know, we're just trying to change some stuff up and do something different. This weather definitely has the mature bucks for sure, but just the deer in general are very stagnant right now. We're sitting under low pressure, or just like not changing pressure. Heavy cloud cover, but it's not going to change for the next few days, so we got to make something happen, or otherwise we're just sitting in some spots and waiting and hoping, which is what we might be doing anyway, but we might be trying to do it in a different spot. We've had this one particular farm we checked out 2 days ago. There's at least, we put a Moultrie on a pretty big scrape, doctored it up with some code blue, and there's been a handful of bucks on it. Nothing giant, but something that I would definitely tag. Couple bucks that are mature. Really nice deer. But it seems like they've been at least active on that particular farm and other spots. They were maybe 4 or 5 days ago, but not so much anymore. So we might listen to the Moultrie and go where they are showing us they've been cruising. There's been new deer and new bucks on this particular scrape daily, and it's only been out for 2 days, so you know there's more deer that have hit it. But the fact that there's been new deer on it daily just shows you that these are bucks and deer that are just cruising. But we have a little wind cover, which makes a good day to do something like that. We can slip in there, and even if there's deer bedded, we have some cover to hang a few stands and get in for the afternoon. So thinking that is the plan. We got to shake it up and make something happen here in Kansas, because it's been a little stagnant. It was a nice morning, but a quiet one. 2 does, a doe and a yearling. And she looked like she got smacked upside the head. Her jaw and her face, her nose was completely bent. When I first saw her, she couldn't put her tongue in her mouth. It's the craziest looking thing. Well, the boy boys are concocting a plan to hang and bang somewhere. Move some cameras. We will be back here tonight. This wind is perfect. I really like this tree. I feel pretty secluded. It's a very comfortable self-filming setup. It's as good as any. I mean, we're in freaking Kansas, and nearly every night there's been a shooter on a camera. And of course, one daylighted this morning where I was last night. And I don't want to play that game of chasing what's there, what was already there, what should be there. There's a good one in here. I mean, a good one. So we're gonna ride it out because we got another day's worth of east wind, and this is in our face, and it just feels like it's right. So we're gonna own it, at least for tonight. You and me, babe. We'll be back in a couple hours. Gonna warm up and up my tea. Back in.
Alright, so we're looking for a few scrapes right now. Haven't found a ton, which is weird in this area, but we got a big alfalfa field right here, and there's a cut through in it that goes out the cut corn. And we got a nice couple overhanging branches right now, so we're gonna make a scrape since we haven't found one. We're gonna try to get something fired up and pissed off here, but we got two great overhanging branches, and the background is like I said, a perfect cut through where this road goes through from the alfalfa to the cut corn, so that it's gonna have to pinch the deer in here. You would think they'd be hitting these licking branches, especially after we fired up with a little scrape mate and pre-orbital from Code Blue. So got the Moultrie on video mode, eyes deployed, and we're gonna fire this baby up. We are at the midpoint of the week. Weather's been tough, and we haven't quite found what we're looking for. We've got some nice bucks on camera, but just nothing that has been super huntable at the moment. So we're driving around midday right now doing a little scouting, and we got a nice field edge, alfalfa to cut corn, nice transition spot for a buck to cruise and hit a scrape. So we're gonna make a mock scrape right here. This is actually a little one that's already started. We're just gonna try to activate her with a little scrape mate. Got another one right there and a Moultrie on it, but just trying to get eyes out here midway through the week, midway through scrape week, and yeah, trying to get as many eyes out as we can to try to find a buck to hunt. We're changing it up, and we're gonna go try to make something happen tonight. We got 2 XOPs in the truck. We're gonna throw them on our back, cruise our way into this new farm. We've kind of pre-scouted it. We got a little bit of a tree scoped out, or tentatively, and we got a Moultrie camera in there on a scrape, and it's been pretty active the last 36 hours or so. A couple new bucks showing up, one stud 9-pointer. He's got a neck the size of Texas. But they were in there early this morning. He was in there in daylight yesterday, so there's new deer showing up. It should be a great spot to try to slip in. It's gonna be kind of hard to get in there, but we're gonna try to get in there, get a stand hung, and settle down for the afternoon and see if we can get old Texas neck cruising by, checking his scrape after all this rain has finally passed. What better spot to kill a buck during scrape week than on a scrape, right in front of a Moultrie camera? I don't know, could happen tonight. It feels, we're making stuff happen and changing it up. It feels good. It's felt good every night. It hasn't been good. It feels good.
say these XOPs are so efficient. It is crazy. Literally 7 to 8 minutes getting this set hung up. Dean's hanging the camera stand now, and we will be in prior to 2:30. Well, prior to 3 o'clock, realistically, we'll be set up. We are in the bedding area. We had a little wind cover that helped us get in here. And this set, I think, is going to be money. Money. You know, literally right on. I mean, it's a travel zone, but it's also the bed. You're surrounded by tall CRP and this like brushy bottom. And these deer are obviously cruising it up and down the sides of it, through the middle of it. We got a trail that comes out at about 11 yards and a scrape at 22. But this is an ambush. We are tucked in here. We're tucked in here. These XOPs got them slipped in here. Other than pruning a little bit, the stands were easy to throw out, but it's so thick in here, we need to try to at least trim a couple little lanes in case they come in here. I'm going to be threading the needle in a lot of spots, and they're going to be close shots, but I'm good with that. Yeah, this is cool. Good setup. We're not high off the ground. And like I said, it's a scrape week, and we are on an active scrape right now. And these bucks have been traveling this edge right here, and then there's a trail that comes out of this bottom here. So there's kind of two intersection points right in front of the stand. There's a chance these deer are going to just show up like right on top of us with how thick it is in here. So bear with us with B-roll. They literally could pop up at 20 yards or less and be right on top of us. But we are where we need to be. These deer haven't been up and moving a ton. Like the cameras haven't been crazy active. So we need to be tight to the bed and where they want to stay in cover right now with this low pressure, subdued, not high movement type of weather. Got a nice little breeze going. It's blowing right out into this CRP, away from this travel and bedding area. It's a perfect setup. You just gotta have a nice buck come by and pound this scrape. Hopefully we can shoot him at about 10 steps. need them.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of them.
Oh gosh, that was crazy. Couldn't move for 45 minutes.
I mean, it worked.
It worked. And sometimes the perks of being overcovered as opposed to out in the wide open. Like, we've been screwed naturally.
Oh, we'd have been done.
And if anything comes in,
You're done.
you're done. But you sit back in this, all this cover we got. And, yeah, I'm gonna have to pick and choose a window to shoot, which is gonna be tough for all of us. There's two of us in here in these XLPs, and we go all around.